Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. And did I level up my Magikarp? Is it no longer a Magikarp? Is it Gyarados? We kind of need it to be a Gyarados. We're fighting Black Belt Reese. Yeah, last time we ventured out into some of the cold water, had a cold water challenge, and yes, I have the Gyarados now. My Intimidate's not working. Oh, it's a level 22 Gyarados. That's not that great. Well, at some point in this episode, I think I forget which episode it's in, but somewhere along the lines, you're going to see a break, and we're going to come back and this Gyarados is going to be like level 45. And I actually end up doing that with the experience candies. And I must say, I'm a pretty big fan of these new experience candies. I like them. It doesn't take as much in the experience candies that I thought it would to level it up. The experience candies each give a set amount of experience to the Pokemon. That's pretty cool. Extra large gives 30,000, yes, 30,000 experience points. Large experience candies give 10,000. Medium gives 3,000. Small gives 1,000? 800? And extra small gives like 300. Something like that. I don't fully remember those. We're gonna heal up in battle. We have potions. I don't feel like switching anything in on this Sawk, because this is getting scary. Sawk is one of those basic fighting types from the Unova region. I must say, I'm not a big fan of Sawk and Throw as his counterpart. They're basic fighting types, they do basic fighting type things. Throw is a bit more bulky in terms of HP and defense, whereas Sawk is a bit more, I don't want to say he's that fast. He's got like base 90 speed, which isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination in Sword and Shield, given the Sword and Shield field of Pokemon. But it's still not that great, in my opinion. If I'm looking for a fast fighting type, I'm not looking at Sawk. I would be looking at something like Howlucha. Yeah, and there's the Throw. Let me guess, you have Inner Focus. So my goal was to be leading off with Gyarados and using that Intimidate to cripple my opponent's attack, and then I can more easy switch into something. But now it's like, oh yes, we're just going to have an ability that makes the sword attack power can't be lowered by Intimidate. Intimidate is a really good ability, so don't get me wrong, I don't mind that there are abilities and such that counteract that. Because otherwise, Intimidate is just one of those abilities that's like almost too good, you know? So I don't mind having checks like that. We're going for the flinch paralysis strategy here. That was a critical hit. I don't trust this. I do not trust this. It's a Nuzlocke. I have plenty of reasons not to trust things by this point in the game. I mean, heck, we're resorting to using Gyarados, and in my opinion, Gyarados is kind of like easy mode. I've used Gyarados in so many playthroughs of so many different Pokemon games that I really don't like using it. But we're at a point in this Nuzlocke where we are really struggling to keep things alive and get a good amount of captures. And so I'm like, I'm going to use the Gyarados. That's what this has driven me to. But yeah, I've used Gyarados in so many other playthroughs of Pokemon games, not Nuzlocke, but just general Pokemon games, that I really don't like using it on my in-game team. It's really good. It's got pretty great typing, immunity to ground, great set of resistances, and it has that Intimidate ability. It's got Dragon Dance. In fact, you can see it's learning Crunch. Learning Crunch. In fact, you're going to see, just in Sword and Shield, its level up moveset is going to give us Dragon Dance, Waterfall. We can get it Ice Fang through TM and Crunch. And like that's a potential competitive moveset. The Dragon Dance plus 3 attacks competitive moveset. You know, some people might swap out Crunch and Ice Fang for other moves like Power Whip, Earthquake, Stone Edge. But we're going to have practically a competitive moveset Gyarados to use on an in-game team. And it's going to make some things easy. As long as it doesn't die. Okay, I still want to avoid all this stuff. Sir Chester Bay. Oh, we got a Protector. That is a evolution item for Rhydon to get Rhyperior. I like the name Rhyperior. It's like he's superior, but with Rye. But this is one of the evolution items you have to let the Pokemon hold it, and then trade the Pokemon to get it to evolve. Trade evolution Pokemon has always annoyed me. Like, I get the concept behind it, that, oh, you have to trade this Pokemon to get it to evolve because, you know, Pokemon is about, you know, community coming together and catching them all, and you quote, can't catch them all on your own. You need a friend with the game and the link cable so that you can trade Pokemon over and be all happy and stuff. The thing is, though, what ends up happening in like 99% of cases, you trade your friend a Haunter to evolve into a Gengar, and they trade it back because it's your Gengar and you want the Gengar, and they want, you know, whatever trade evolution they did for you. They don't want you keeping... You don't want them keeping your Gengar. And insert any other trade evolution in there. So yeah, even after all of these years of Pokemon, trade evolution is still a thing. Meanwhile, we have a Greedent here, who's kind of killing me. You could just hail stall this thing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just rambling here about Gyarados and Intimidate and trade evolutions that I kind of stopped paying attention to the screen. Post commentary lets you do that sometimes. It's not like this battle's the most interesting thing ever anyways. But it is part of this journey, this adventure, so I still show this kind of stuff. I know some people would cut out certain battles and things, and I cut out things like where I'm just sitting around and grinding. That thing just poops out berries out of its tail when it gets hit. I think this is the point in the game where I noticed that about Greedent. I find this really silly. And then when you knock out Greedent, this is the best part. This is the best part. Watch this. We knock it out just... When I first saw that, I thought it pooped out. It fell out of its tail, actually. But you know what it looks like. You know what it looks like happen. I know what it looks like happen. It's just silly. It's so silly. I can't get over that. I don't want to fight the swimmer because the swimmer has water types and Gyarados is only like level 24, 25, something. It's not high enough. Is there another? There was nothing else over here. Nothing else over here. Well, oh no, there was something over here. Bottle of PP up. That's really useful. So what that does is it will actually increase the maximum number of power points that one of your Pokemon's attacks has. Only works on one attack. And you can use up to 3 PP ups on a single attack. And so this is going to be really useful for moves like Recover or Protect, where you're planning to possibly go into a longer game with it. And so you might be using Recover or Protect a lot of times in a single match. And so it's really good there. Or for things that have a low amount of PP, so that way you don't get PP stalled as easily. Like, say, Close Combat is a good example. I think that one's only got 5 PP. You give it the PP ups, it'll have 8 by the time it's all said and done. There's also a PP Max, which will act as using 3 PP ups on a single move. Ideally, you'd want to use 3 PP ups on all of your moves for all your Pokemon. I doubt we're ever going to get to that point, necessarily. But that would be ideal. Maractus and a Toxtricity. Interesting combination. Well, clearly I'm expecting an electric attack on the Gyarados slot, so we're going to swap the Gyarados out for a ground type, and we're going to nuke the Maractus, because I don't want them. At least this isn't as dangerous looking as that doubles battle we had back on Route 8. My goodness. I did get really nervous when I saw that this was going to be a doubles battle, because I had flashbacks to that. Yeah, it just, for Nuzlocking in general, you got to be careful when it comes to those double battle scenarios. Toxtricity, okay, it's using Toxic. That's fine. You got a really bad dancer over there and a really bad singer. Even though there's no voice acting in this game, I can just tell this guy would be a bad singer. You know I'm right. Pyro Ball. We kind of need some more Pyro Balls. Fortunately, even though it just does neutral damage, it is so strong. I love that attack. It does enough damage to knock it out. It's got base 120 power. That Pyro Ball, that could be another thing for PP ups. Oh, mic drop. That was a lot of money. Thought failures at singing and dancing wouldn't have that much money. Alright, I am going to cure this poison with... What berry cures poison? Pekka Berry. And we're going to go shake down this tree. A Choppleberry. I always remember what the Choppleberry... Ooh, Lumberries and Slackberries. I like those. I'm going to stop there before a Greedent comes and steals my berries. So Lumberry, that's one of my favorite berries in the game. What it does is, if your Pokemon gets afflicted by a status condition, although I don't think it works with, like, Attract or Confusion, but, like, any of the statuses that, like, actually come up as status conditions, so, like, Paralysis, Burn, Sleep, Poison... I think those are the 4. There's not a 5th. Freeze! Freeze. I knew there was a 5th one. Any of those come up on your Pokemon, the Lumberry will instantly cure it. And that does have some applications in competitive. Huh. We're having issues attempting the gym challenge in Spike Muff. Okay. Well, back here is Route 7, and I'm wondering what could be this way. Oh, another PP up. That's awesome! Because we're going to need a lot of those. And we'll go through them very quickly as well. There's a trainer. Do I want a trainer right now? I've only got like one Pyro Ball left. Trainer tips, yeah. Evolution cancel. They're telling us this, like, what? After 6 gyms? They're telling us how to cancel evolutions? That doesn't seem like an appropriate placement for that sign. I'm just saying. We also got a Select Berry, not from this berry tree, the other one. I'm still on that one. By the way, that's where my commentary's at. So the Select Berry is an interesting berry. What it does, and there's a whole set of berries like this, but Select is the one I'm most familiar with. So when your safety goggles, when your Pokemon gets low on HP, the Select Berry will kick in. It'll eat the berry, and it will actually get a 1-stage boost to its speed. And this has led to some strategies over the years. It was primarily used a lot in Gen 3. You still saw it a little bit here and there in the generations afterwards, but primarily Gen 3, where you would use a move like Substitute or Endure to get your Pokemon's health really low, activate the Select Berry, get the speed boost. Hey, now you outspeed things, and now you just go around killing stuff. I think Blaziken was a popular user of Select Berry. I know there were others back then. I wonder how well we could pull off a Select Berry strategy in this game. There's also the ones that increase attack power could also be useful for those similar reasons. Like if you have a really fast Pokemon that has lower attack, needs an extra little boost to that could help you out. Now I'm wondering if there's a really fast Pokemon that could get, that I could give like oh no, I'd have to give the berry to. So it can't hold the berry and a Focus Sash. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, never mind. There goes my idea. I was thinking have it hold a Focus Sash and a berry, which you can't do, but assume you can. And then you like Swords Dance, and then you get the berry boost, and then you're just like completely set to sweep. But a Pokemon with the Sturdy ability wouldn't need to hold a Focus Sash, because it would have a built-in Focus Sash. I have to do a lookup on what sturdy Pokemon are in this game and what all they can learn. Yeah, well, anyways, we have this, I'm a little teapot, short and stout, don't make me angry or I'll spout thing here. We already fought one of these, Poltergeist. This is an interesting Pokemon. I also learned, not at this point, but this Pokemon actually learns Shell Smash. Makes sense because, you know, in Teapot, it's going to smash it, it's going to lose defenses, get really stronger. But I find it interesting because it's like the only ghost type that can learn Smell Smash. Shell Smash. So that's interesting. I might have to try one of those out at some point. I say this about a lot of Pokemon. I'm excited to get into the competitive games, even though I've already been doing competitive games long since by the time you've seen this, but I'm still excited to try the new things. I definitely like the turns that Sword and Shield made with the series. Although that reminds me, they have announced the DLC expansions. I think I talked about this. Did I talk about it in competitive, or did I talk about it in this Nuzlocke already? This is my problem with recording 2 different playthroughs of stuff at the same time. I really need to get commentary for the rest of this Nuzlocke done. Because because then I can put it on my mind and just focus on the commentary for competitive battles. But we are expanding the Galar region, or going to some other places or islands or whatever. We're expanding the game. There's DLC content coming. But part of that content is adding like an additional 200 plus Pokemon to the game. Some of them are going to be new Pokemon. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what new Pokemon we're going to get and what types of things they're going to do and how they're going to fit in the competitive scene. And they're bringing back some old Pokemon as well. Some of them I'm happy to see. Heatran's coming back. Yeah. That's my second favorite Pokemon. Garchomp, my favorite, is coming back, which I have mixed feelings about that. Don't get me wrong. I like the brutally powerful land shark Pokemon. But I'm also... I can't deny what it's done to competitive metagames in the past. Like, I know how strong that thing is. And not just Garchomp, but like all of the legendary trios and stuff from each region are coming back. And that's the part I really don't like. Like, they're bringing back Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, and they're giving them Gigantamax forms. So that part is cool. I know I've said that somewhere before. Well, I'm saying it again. That part I think is cool. But what I'm not excited about is they're bringing back things like Landorus, Thundurus, Tornadus. They're bringing back the Tapus from Gen 7. And I don't like that because they're going to be pushing a lot of other Pokemon down the chain. A lot of Pokemon that I feel can probably reasonably compete right now in competitive. May not be top tier Pokemon, and I'm okay with that. But I still feel that some of those Pokemon can compete, such as Colossal. I've used Assault Vest Colossal. I had a lot of fun with that thing. Was it the best Pokemon ever? No, but I had fun with it. I felt it was still usable in the competitive scene when you're building and using it correctly. Yeah, that was a lot of money from this businessman. Of course, it's being doubled by our doubling effects, but that's still a lot of money. So yeah, I'm not excited to see those things come back and see what they end up, because what's going to end up happening is the competitive meta is going to revolve a lot more closely around those Pokemon. So if you use something else, your teams will need to have game plans for Landorus and Thundurus and Tapu Koko and Tapu Lele and Tapu... Shut the heck up, because I just want to smack the thing. They're just... They're too good, in my opinion. But yet not quite good enough to be banned by the Smoggen's competitive meta rules, and probably won't be banned on Nintendo's Wi-Fi competitive battle rules, which is what we're following. So I guess I'll have to use them at some point and have to do that. I did like Landorus, though. Ground Flying is a really cool type combination, but I feel Landorus is so strong with everything it does. It also gets, like, Intimidate. It's immune to ground and electric, resistant to fighting. The thing is ridiculous. Oh, we're buying Hyper Potions, which now cost more money than they did in the past. It used to cost 1,200 Poké Dollars, but now they cost 1,500. I think I remember mentioning this. I'm okay with that, because the Ultra Balls that I'm going to buy a whole lot more of cost 400 Poké Dollars less. So I'm okay with the $300 bump in price of the Hyper Potions. Okay, and we have looped back around to Hammerlock City. But now I need to go back this way and actually figure out what's going on with the place we're supposed to be going to, Spikemaw, and see what's going on with that gym situation. So let's mosey our way on over there. I'm going to get off the bike. Oh, look at all these people here. Uh-oh, I triggered a cutscene. I triggered a cutscene. So I've been hanging around here this whole... I can't enter the city, so let's just stand outside and do nothing. How am I supposed to... Well, you're not. You're just supposed to sit there and do nothing and just give up on life. Hey, it's Marnie. What does Marnie want? There's... What does Marnie want? Oh, that's a... I think that's a Bergmite. I need to catch one of those still. I was wondering where to find those. Now I know where to find them. That's the advantage of post-commentary and going back and watching these. Alright, well, we're going to find out what Marnie wants. Probably a battle. Next time